Here we go!
Pocket Bomberman was released for the Game Boy back in 1997, and then later in 1998 for the Game Boy Color as a launch title. The story is pretty straightforward. Bomberman must unseal the Sword of the Sun by collecting the 5 Power Stones protected by 5 monsters in the Evil Mountain, as Bomberman is the only one left who can do it. Pocket Bomberman offers 2 game modes, Normal Game, which is a story mode, and Jump Game, which we'll get into that later. There are 5 locations that Bomberman must go to: Forest, Ocean, Wind, Cloud, and Evil. Each area has a unique gimmick. Sometimes you might be lifted by tornadoes, or be able to climb up streams of water. If you couldn't tell already, this isn't your standard Bomberman game. This game is a 2D puzzle platformer. Bomberman has his usual abilities, but he can jump in this game, which is something you could also do in games like Bomberman Hero. You have returning power-ups like the Bomb Up, Speed Up, Fire Up, the Pierce Bomb, Remote Control, Hearts, and some others, and some new power-ups like this one that can let you fly through the air. This game gives you plenty of power-ups, it's super generous. They're everywhere. And if you die in this game or get a game over, you will lose all your power-ups, but you restart the level where you died instead of restarting the entire area all over again, which is really nice. The game is pretty easy for the most part. With all the power-ups each level gives you, what could possibly go wrong? This boss fight isn't that bad, but it's definitely harder than the other bosses in the game. His attacks can come off screen, as well as the smaller enemies he summons, and add that to the small arena you face him in, this boss fight can take a couple of tries. But like I said earlier, this game's very generous with its power-ups, so even when you restart the boss fight, you still have a fair fight. Each area of the game has 5 levels, with 25 levels in all. On that 5th level, you will battle that area's boss. After beating that area's boss, you will collect the Power Stone, and then move on to the next area. You will encounter a variety of enemies in this game, such as Yellow Kirby, Gusty from Yoshi's Island. Overall, they're all pretty easy to defeat, and they move pretty slow. Some enemies can come off screen like this bird, which can be annoying, or this yellow thing flying right here, as he can fly through the walls, but only in a circle-ish pattern, so it's not that bad. You still have to defeat all enemies in each level to open the exit, which is in plain sight rather than being hidden under soft blocks in the traditional Bomberman games. Bomberman has a great jump from the start, so traversing levels can be a breeze, but with the screen size you might run into enemies if you go too fast. Levels usually don't have more than 5 enemies, so I think you'll be fine. Let's talk about the music. Basically, every track in this game is some form of remix of the original Bomberman theme from the NES. I don't mind this at all, but it's definitely nowhere near my favorite Bomberman soundtrack. Some of my favorites are the boss battle theme, last area in the game. Once you've collected the 4 power stones, you will reach the evil area in the game. I really love the red colors and the change in atmosphere. The soundtrack up to this point has been very lighthearted, but now it's serious with Bomberman getting close to the final boss. It fits perfectly. Enemies in this area, such as the yellow creature I spoke about before, can take 2 hits to kill, unlike every other enemy in the game which only takes 1 hit. Once you reach the 5th level of the evil area, you will face the final boss. Like I said before, all of the bosses in this game are pretty easy, and he is no exception. You can beat him on your 2nd or 3rd try, but you must be fast. As the battle goes on, you will start to teleport quickly around the arena. Once you deal the final blow, Bomberman will obtain the 5th and final Power Stone and reach the sealed Sword of the Sun. With all of the Power Stones collected, Bomberman can finally unseal it. Thanks to Bomberman, the sun is once again shining. And that's the end of the game. Overall, the story mode is really fun and enjoyable, with awesome gameplay as well as unique level mechanics in each world, cool music, very forgiving and generous amounts of power-ups scattered everywhere. I highly recommend playing it if you want something that's easy to pick up and have a great time with. The game is pretty short. I managed to beat it in one sitting. It only took about an hour and 20 minutes. Now back to the other mode I mentioned earlier. This is called Jump Game. There are 3 difficulties to choose from: easy, normal, and hard, which each of them are pretty easy and short. Basically, in this mode you jump automatically and have to time your bombs just right to make sure you don't accidentally blow yourself up. You have to defeat the big boss at the top of the screen to advance to the next floor. Once you get to the very top, you win. It can be kind of addicting to see how fast you can get to the top and how many points you can collect too. Overall, it's a nice extra mode to keep you playing the game just a bit longer. There is no battle mode, but that's okay for me since the game has already changed up the formula by letting you jump, and it's pretty fitting to have a side mode with similar gameplay. In conclusion, it's a really short, fun game with cool music, awesome gameplay, and it's really cheap on eBay too, so check it out.